Okay, this is a practical assessment for 3H.14 for the respiratory system. Basically, the respiratory system consists of two different systems, your upper respiratory tract and your lower respiratory tract. The upper respiratory tract is responsible for providing and controlling the intake and exhalation of the air that gets into the horse's systems. The two main functions of the respiratory system are to exchange carbon dioxide for oxygen, and they also move air in and out of the body. The respiratory system is also responsible for getting oxygen to different parts of the body through the blood, which we'll go into in a moment. The lower respiratory tract is responsible for exchanging the carbon dioxide for the oxygen. Okay, so our upper respiratory system, we're going to talk about the pharynx, or larynx I think it's called. My pronunciation's not that great. This is the chamber where the respiratory and the digestive systems meet and cross. It's located at the end of the nasal and oral passages. Okay, next we have our epiglottis. Our epiglottis is a structure that can close over the opening of the trachea, and it seals the trachea, prevents a horse from inhaling food, just like if we were to inhale our food, we'd choke. Next we've got our trachea. Now air is directed to the lungs via the trachea. The trachea is kept open by rings of cartilage, and it runs down the midline of the neck where it enters the chest in between the first two ribs. Okay, and now we're going to talk about our lower respiratory system. We have our lungs. Our lungs are responsible for transporting oxygen from the atmosphere into the bloodstream. So once it goes down through the upper respiratory tract and then goes into the lower respiratory tract, and then, as I said, is distributed throughout the body. Now the alveoli, this absorbs oxygen from the air and releases the carbon dioxide waste. Another part of our lower respiratory system are the bronchi. These are the two airways that supply air to the lungs. And the bronchioles, these are further division of the bronchi of those airways, and they go into the lungs from the bronchi and they transport air to the alveoli. And as I said, the alveoli are then responsible for putting the oxygen into the bloodstream, and then they also bring the carbon dioxide back out of the bloodstream and expel it back out up the respiratory system, and then out of the horse's body. Okay, so that is our practical assessment for 3H14 for the respiratory system.